morning, everyone. Welcome to the Port Center Spotlight Podcast with my guest today, sixth grader, ASK student, Xavier Cauthen, here on the podcast. Welcome, everyone, to our live viewing audience. Welcome to those watching on Facebook, YouTube, as well as iTunes, wherever you're taking this in. Xavier, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
Yeah. How do you feel about being on this podcast, get dragged out of class, coming in here to come on this live audience here? How does this feel for you?
I feel like excited, proud that I have this opportunity to be on such a wonderful show that can help me in the future.
All right.
In colleges.
Wonderful show. I like it. We're getting good reviews here on the podcast early. Thank you for that. Xavier, do you know why you were selected? And be careful with the chair. The chair is rubbing and it's going to make that noise. Do you know why you were selected to come on?
I think I know I was selected because of my leadership skills and the kindness that I've brought upon.
Yeah. Is that something that comes easy to you, Xavier?
Not really. You know, sometimes it's either like you kind of have to do it to help your team or whatever, your class.
Okay. And Xavier, again, you want to talk half to our audience, half to me. We got Hall of Famer Gary Griffin is watching. Gary, where are you coming to us from? And again, if you are watching live, please jump in, say hello, and let us know where you're watching from and who you are. Mom's watching, Tega's watching. We'll be on our best behavior today, me and you, Xavier. So Xavier, going back to the kindness, is it something that you think about, like, hey, I need to make sure I'm doing this? Or is it just something that kind of happens naturally to you?
It kind of happens naturally, you know. I don't like to try and be involved in too much stuff that like would cause out drama or whatever.
Yeah, some kids get roped up in drama and getting caught in.
Yeah.
Xavier, you're a sixth grader, ASK students, and you're heavily involved in sports. That's something that's really important to you in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Since you were little?
Yeah. I started playing football ever since I could, really.
Tell me about that love of sports and what it means to you to play.
Really means to me by like, it's just like the play of it, because all my sisters and brothers have played sports their whole life, so it's like it's kind of like a flow of the family.
Yeah. Shout out to Arabia, Zaire, Elijah, Geffen, and Taj. We'll certainly talk a little Taj later. They all were all excellent athletes here, student athletes here. You're on the Division II Raiders, and you also participate in the speed school in Middletown, the Parisi Speed School. Tell me about that.
It's a speed school where like speed, strength, agility, etc. like that. There's multiple coaches there that help you get stronger, help you get better with like everything that you have. It involves you into a better person, and you get to get like really good relationships with the coaches there and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. When you're on the field, Xavier, tell me about your mindset as a student athlete. Are you looking to make a play? How do you know what the play is? Tell me about your concentration on the football field.
If I were to like read a play, I always recognize like how their kind of formation is lined up. Like if it's a 4th-and-1 or whatever, most likely going to be a sneak man. So I just like observe how they play, and make a tackle. I have to observe how for their hips. I would have to see how they move and stuff.
Guy sounds like a professional athlete talking about the analysis of the game. Got to give a shout out to Mr. Fisher and your classmates. They're watching live. A number of classes are watching live in ASK. Mr. Fisher really has some nice things to say about you. Can I read what he said? He's one of the kindest students I ever come across. He shows kindness to everybody. He treats all individuals he comes in contact with respect and kindness, a rare quality in today's world. He's respectful to the adults in his life. His leadership skills are things that can't be taught, and he displays the characteristics of an outstanding young man. Thank you, Mr. Fisher, for that. What does that mean for you, Xavier, to hear that from such a wonderful teacher like Mr. Fisher?
It really means a lot because, not many kids have that nowadays. Like most are like not really respectful, not really kind enough to realize what the teachers or adults have to go through to get you to a place or help you.
Yeah. Does it bother you when you see kids maybe not doing the right thing in school?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. And that's a hard thing, right? You're a sixth grader. How old are you?
11,
You're
about to be
11.
12.
Yeah. Don't grow up too fast now. You're 11, about to be 12. That's hard to watch, right? Because you might want to do something, but you don't want to get involved. You don't want to get in trouble, things like that. Let's talk about school a little bit. Your favorite subjects are social studies, math, and science. Tell me something about one of those subjects that really kind of gets your attention when you're doing that. You get excited about which one you want to talk about.
Social studies.
Okay, and what is it about social studies that gets your attention?
Well, mostly the teacher. He's a wonderful teacher overall.
You have Mr. Fisher for
Yeah.
social studies. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
But it's just so interesting to learn about our history of the United States and the world in general.
Yeah.
For like ancient Egypt, but like Greece, blah, blah, like that kind of stuff.
He gets into it, Mr. Fisher. Enthusiastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really a wonderful teacher.
Okay. And is it the history of the United States? Is it the history of the world?
The world.
Which one? Yeah. So you're thinking you want to maybe get your attention outside the United States one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot there. There's a lot to learn, and you're blessed, right? There's so much video. There's so many pictures. When I was a kid, I was looking in a book. Does it help you maybe understand some of these ancient cultures when you get to watch some of these videos? What makes it come alive for you in the classroom?
Really just like he was like he makes me feel like and he makes the classroom feel more alive, like makes it more exciting, more funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Larson giving you a shout out, a teacher from last year. Xavier, tell me about the responsibilities after school, right? You're doing your work in school, you're turning in your stuff, projects outside of school, reading and your homework, things like that. Is it hard to balance that for you with sports and things like that?
Yeah, it really is hard because when I get home from school, I have to work on my homework or relax for a little bit, and then right after, I have to go to practice. So, and then I get home around 7. I have to go eat, shower, then still finish my homework.
Wow, that's a long day. That's a full day.
Yeah.
Is Miss Sharon, is your mom chasing you to get your cleats and this and that, or are you standing by the car saying, "Hey, mom, let's go"? Sometimes the parent's chasing the kid, or sometimes the kid's chasing the parent. Which one is it for you?
Sometimes it's kind of mixed between both. Sometimes I'm chasing the parents. Sometimes it's the parents chasing the kids. So.
They're after you to get your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some other passions of yours, Xavier? What are some other things that you're interested in?
Like just playing sports overall, really. Learning more, going to school, having a good friendship with people.
Yeah, you're well liked in the district for sure. Ms. Jones' class is watching too. She's enjoying your message. Give a shout out to Ms. Jones. Thanks for tuning in. Xavier, speaking about school, we talked about Mr. Fisher. Who is somebody else that you admire in ASK or the district?
I really admire everybody. There's like no between, like there's nobody really above that other person.
Aw.
Except for Mr. Fisher.
He's on his own level.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about in your personal life, in your family? Is there someone that you really gravitate towards too? You might look at and say, really, I'd like to be like them when I grow up.
Yeah, it's my brother Cauthen.
Yeah. Tell me about Cauthen. He was a great student athlete here.
Yeah, I admire him because of the way he plays like sports and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For varsity, of a better defensive player, running back, and just like in general.
Yeah. And where's Cauthen now? Tell us where he is.
He's at college currently at ESU up in Pennsylvania.
East Stroudsburg.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been able to go visit him there?
Yeah, twice, I think.
Okay. Pursuing his education. Do you know what he's doing? You know what his major is?
I think it's health. I'm not sure.
Okay. Maybe health and PE. Maybe
Yeah,
coming
that's
back and coach with us here. Cauthen's watching live here. Cauthen, tell us what your major is and what does it mean to you that your brother's looking up to you? Xavier, how about you? I know you're only sixth grade. Is that something that maybe you're thinking like, hey, I'd like that one day. Well, I'd like to be like that one day. Something maybe what you'd like to do in the future?
Um, I know what I want to do in the future. I'm just not sure like which part of it. I want to be an engineer
Oh,
because it seems like a very interesting job
yeah.
and a high pay.
Yeah, they're making good money. A lot of schooling. Rachel Cox giving you a shout out. What do you think you might want to do with that? Building things, electronics. What do you think you might want to do with that engineering?
I might just probably build things, maybe be electronics. Probably gonna be build things.
Okay. Well, when you get to middle school next year, we're going to be introducing a new program, Project Lead the Way, that has a lot of engineering, a lot of Vex robotics type things there. So we'd be excited for you to get involved with that. You'll be leaving ASK next year. You know,
Yeah.
you've kind of been there a long time now. This is your 7 years. What does that mean for you to make that next step in your academic journey? Are you looking forward to that? Or is it a little sad?
I'd be excited for it. I mean, the teachers I'd obviously miss, but it helped me further my education to a better place.
Yeah.
So it'd be a wonderful thing to do. I'm excited for it.
You're going to be the last class here in this ASK, as it's
Yeah.
been a long time, and that new building going there. So your teachers, yeah, many of them will, your sixth grade teachers will stay, but many of them will be in the new building there. So big change for Port Jervis coming up, but it's certainly exciting for the community. Yeah. Again, so many shout outs here. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Maria Rodano, Dawn Marie, tuning in. Xavier, we talk a lot about Port Pride, right? We're wearing the Port Pride colors today. Brought my new mug here with the latest Port fundraiser. What does Port Pride mean to you?
Port Pride means to me by the community coming together to like help maybe like multiple people or one person when they're in a time of maybe like suffering from a recent like death of someone or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's just the community coming together to help them.
And our tight knit community, so many people, so many helping hands, people donating things to the kids in the school and all those things. Coach Brian Roman is watching. He'll be announcing Xavier's name in a few years at Gwinnett. Yeah, it certainly is Port Pride in action in our community. And what does it look like in the schools? We have a lot of great signage about the Port Pride 5, ASK doing things the right way. What does Port Pride look like for you in the school?
Port Pride looks like in school where like a lot of people reach to be better to try and fix themselves if they usually have bad behavior, so they can maybe like get caught on doing things the right way, bucket filler, stuff like that. And in middle school, it could help them maybe if they're as in a young they're like bad behavior, and then as they get older they change and then they get smarter, they can get into honors and stuff.
Yeah. And that's important. You think that stuff's important for the kids, the bucket fillers and being recognized, being caught good, things like that?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Kids see that.
Yeah, it makes them reach farther.
Yeah. And I hear the announcements, the student of the week, all the student recognition. We hear the announcements 3 times here in this building with all the different things going on. Xavier, I know your family very well, your mom and dad, your brothers and sister, and I knew your older brother, Taj, very well. And we tragically lost Taj in a terrible accident. I know you were a young man, 2, 3 years old. What does that mean for you, that incident, that you lost your brother, how is that for you to deal with as a 11, 12-year-old young man?
It really affects me because like I really wanted to know what he was like kind of, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if I like really met him at this time, so
Yeah.
I'd be able to understand him more.
Yeah, and my heart goes out to your family. That thing, Tega, Dion. Taj was a wonderful young man. You mentioned kindness as the first thing they talked about with you. Mr. Fisher mentioned it, and Taj was a very kind young man. He was a gentle giant. He was really tall, good looking, and me and him had a great relationship. He graduated, and I was really proud of him. So I'm really sorry for your loss, but your brother would be really proud of you coming on this program and all these nice things that people are saying about. And life is fragile, right? You had a terrible loss there. So again, my heart goes out to you. Your brother be real proud of you. Yeah, and so are we, Taj. Yeah. Okay. Taj, anything else you wanted to say or share or give any shout outs?
Not really. Just shout out to you for bringing me onto this.
Yeah, the Port Center podcast, and it was you. You were nominated by your teachers. Your school nominated you, and I'm honored to meet great kids like you. I seen you buzzing around the hallway with your cool looking hat. But a chance to talk and meet you and hear from you. I'm learning from you, Xavier. So it's an honor to do that, and certainly a shout out to ASK for nominating you. We talked a little off air. I said, hey, Xavier, is there anybody else that you might nominate, student or staff? And someone did come to mind. Is there someone that you would like to nominate to come on the show?
Yeah, Natalie Halpenny.
Okay. I know the Halpenny name there. Why would you recommend Natalie?
I mean, for D2 Raider game, she sings like for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, wow.
She's a cheerleader and she does gymnastics. So
a lot going on.
Yeah.
You got Miss Halpenny in class?
She's not in my class. She's Mr. Lotto's.
No, but the mom, the music teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of enthusiasm there. Well, we'll reach out to Natalie and hopefully she'll accept the invitation as you did. Xavier, we're going to let you go here in a minute. One thing that you really love at ASK, like, oh my God, I love blank. And the second question is going to be, what's one thing you wish we had here in Port Jervis? So let's start with the first one. What's one thing you really love about ASK or that we have here in the district?
One thing I really love is about like sports, like the opportunities that we keep adding on to our district.
Wait till you see these new fields coming.
Yeah, I know.
Construction's coming. March, they're doing construction starting at Gwinnett. It's going to be turf when you step on there.
Yay.
And then come June, right when near the end of spring sports, we're going to start here at Chase. You get to play sports for Port Jervis next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In addition to football, will there be something else you play?
It's probably 7th grade I do football, then 8th grade I do soccer.
Okay.
And baseball.
Yeah. Okay. You like baseball too?
Yeah.
Rangers won last night.
Yeah.
Texas. Yeah. Okay. Xavier's an awesome young man. He is the embodiment of Port Pride from Miss Presto shutting that out. You got all 5 there. Xavier, second question. Something that you wish we had in the district. You saw it at another school. You saw it online somewhere. Is there something here that you wish we had?
Let's see. Nothing really. The one thing though is for our lunch menu, we should like keep what's on it and not like change it in the morning.
Okay, so what the schedule for the week? If there's going to be chicken nuggets on Wednesday, if that gets changed, you don't like that?
Yeah, it's kind of like
You're looking forward to the nuggets.
Yeah.
What's your favorite lunch item?
Brunch for lunch.
Brunch for lunch. Tell me about that. What's that?
It's just breakfast, like a bunch of breakfast foods. We had it yesterday. It was waffles. I think mini waffles.
Waffle sticks, right?
Yeah, waffle sticks with hash browns and just like any fruit that you want. Okay.
Well, Miss Phelan, our director of food services, is listening, so I'll make sure she gets that. Sometimes if the order didn't come or somehow they dropped the tray, they got to mix it up. So that change happens sometimes. Xavier, before we let you go, your school's watching, your teachers are watching. Is there a message you want to shout to your teachers, to your fellow classmates, to your building leaders, Mr. Cancredi, Miss I want to say Wentworth, Sadie Roosevelt, Mr. Gennaro? Any shout out to your building leaders also?
Just like keep the Port Pride 5
in
your heart.
ASK is a special place. There's great energy there. So shout out to ASK. Thank you for letting us have Xavier a few minutes. You did a great job today.
Thank you.
Awesome. This is sixth grader Xavier Cauthen, everyone, here on the Port Center Spotlight podcast. This is a great opportunity here in Port Jervis Schools, this podcast. So if you have a staff member, you have a student that you'd like to recommend, please reach out. For our community members watching, we get to celebrate these young people and the great things they're doing, their families. Shout out to Tegasher and Dion Cauthen, a wonderful young man here. We're proud of you. You're going places. Maybe in a couple of years when you're on the varsity football team, we'll have you back on. But keep those grades up. Keep the good work up. And just know, Xavier, that you inspire the adults, right? You look up to the adults and you watch them, but we are inspired by you. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in live. Leave some comments in there if you're watching this on record. And again, support us on social media, on Facebook, on our Instagram page. And we're going to start a new series coming up. It's called Where Are They Now? And it's going to be alumni spotlight. We're going to be reaching out to alumni to make connections. So Geffen, we might be coming for you. And we have Ben Wolf coming on here, who is an award-winning producer for NBC Sports. Yeah, so maybe we'll connect you and Ben here soon. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. We're going to sign off here on the Port Center Spotlight podcast. Sixth grader Xavier Cauthen. Xavier, thanks, my friend. Here we go, everybody. Have a great day. Continue to show your Port pride, and thanks you all for thank you for all that you do for our students and our community. How about a go Port?
Go Port.
Go Port.